time. All of the evidence is in, and both sides have rested in the Herman Thomas trial. The former judge is accused of peddling inmates in exchange for leniency. Fox News reporter April Douglas has been following the trial from the start. April, as the defense wrapped up their case today, understand Thomas did not take the stand, and yet even more charges were dropped.
That's right, Lenise. Thomas did not take the stand today, and yes, Judge Claude Nielsen threw out all of the extortion and kidnapping charges against Herman Thomas. The most serious charge of sodomy, though, remains, and if he is found guilty, state prosecutors say Thomas could face 10 years to life in prison. The trial started with 15 alleged victims and more than 100 charges. The jury heard from 11 alleged victims and will decide on roughly more than 20 charges. A handful of character witnesses testified on Thomas's behalf, including one of his close friends who told jurors that Thomas whipped her own nephew.
I was shocked by her answer. Here was a person who obviously the defendant had chosen to come in as one of the people who knew him best and could vouch for the fact that he doesn't whip people. And she ends up on the stand admitting that the judge whipped her own nephew.
The defense never really argued that Thomas didn't whip the young men. Defense attorney Robert Clark said it didn't have to since Thomas pleaded not guilty. He said that disputes everything that the state says. Thomas, of course, as you said, Lenise, did not take the stand in his own defense. And when we asked his attorney, Robert Clark, about that, he said, well, you'll just have to ask him why he didn't take it. Of course, when you try to ask him, he just keeps on walking. Well, a number of other character witnesses testified that Herman Thomas had a stellar reputation for helping young people in the community. The case should be in the hands of the jury tomorrow. It will decide if Herman Thomas is guilty of sodomy, sexual abuse, and assault.